Okay. Hi everyone, this is Sho, and today I will be doing a Q&A video. When I reached 10,000 subscribers, I asked for questions from my subscribers and I received so many questions. Thank you so much. So I will be answering all the questions I received, but some of the questions were similar or repeated, so I've combined those together. Anyway, let's get started because I have a lot of questions. Thank you so much. So, first question. Please briefly introduce yourself. Okay. Again, I'm Sho. I live in Nagasaki City, where I really love. And I work as a YouTuber and I work as a tour guide for inbound foreign travelers in Nagasaki City. And actually, I'm not originally from Nagasaki. I was born in 1991 in Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture, which is near Tokyo. And I had lived around Kanagawa or Tokyo all my life, but I moved from Tokyo to Nagasaki in February 2020 because I love Nagasaki so much. Okay, next question. Please tell me your age, height, and weight. Okay. I'm 179. No, sorry, I told a lie. I'm 171 centimeter and weigh 72 kilograms, hopefully, maybe. And I'm now 33 years old. Okay, next question. Please tell me about your educational background. Okay, I graduated from a university in Japan where I majored in sociology. Pronunciation is hard. Anyway, sociology. From the Faculty of Education. Okay, next question. Do you drive a car or motorcycle? Actually, no. I have a driver's license, but I can't drive a car or a motorcycle. I haven't driven ever since getting my driver's license. I'm very scared. If I drive a car, something bad happen, maybe. Next question. Are you a Buddhist? I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not sure what my religion is. I have no idea. I'm not so sure. But I'm not a Buddhist. Next question. Did you practice martial arts at school? Yes, I learned judo and kendo in school, like junior high and elementary school maybe. And I also practiced judo outside of school when I was a kid, which was really fun. I love judo. Next question. Are you happy? Thank you for wonderful question. Of course, I'm really happy, especially after moving to Nagasaki City. Next question. Please tell me about your family. Okay, my family consists of my parents and 3 older sisters. They all live in Kanagawa Prefecture. Oh no, one is in Tokyo. But anyway, almost all family member living around Tokyo. And I think we get along pretty well, maybe. Good family, maybe. Next question. Do you have a girlfriend? At the moment, I don't have a girlfriend. So could you be my girlfriend? Just kidding. Okay, next question. What do you do for living? What do you do for living? As I mentioned, I work as a YouTuber and I work as a tour guide, specializing in Nagasaki City. So next question. How much money do you earn? Good question. But it's a secret. But the thing is, I'm still not earning enough, so I'd really appreciate if you support me. Okay, next question. What have you worked on before? So my previous jobs. I worked at a plant engineering company for about a year and a half, and then worked at IT startup in Tokyo for about 3 years. It was really fun, enjoyable. It was really nice. Next question. How much did you earn? How much did you earn? Good question, again, but it's a secret. But my previous job had a really good salary, so I miss those days. Good salary, I miss you. Okay, next question. Would you be interested or available to offer personal tours around Nagasaki as a source of income? Of course, yes. And actually, I'm working as a tour guide for inbound tourists. So I'm now working as tour guide. So I've included the details about my guiding services, guiding job, in the description of this video. So if you are interested, please check it out. Next, did the thought of becoming a YouTube content creator ever cross your mind when you were younger? Actually, no. I've never imagined being a YouTuber, especially when I was younger. It was just before or after coming to Nagasaki, I started to think about being a YouTuber. So it's like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, something like that. Next, what made you decide to start YouTube? That's because I thought YouTube could be a great way to share the charms, great things of Nagasaki with the world. And also, YouTube could be a great way to change my life. Of course, in a good way, hopefully. Okay, next question. What made you decide to invite the world into your life in Nagasaki? What made you decide to invite the world into your life in Nagasaki? Interesting question. As I researched several YouTube channels, I realized that focusing on lifestyle or daily life would be a good strategy for growing the channel. So I started by sharing my own life. But moving forward, I plan to share contents about Nagasaki's tourism, food, history, and culture, among others. I want to share more and more information or more and more charms of Nagasaki to the world. Next question. Did you choose to live alone, or did it just sort of happen or on its own? Did I choose to live alone? Interesting question. Actually, I didn't consciously choose it. This is just, how things turns out. But I don't dislike living alone, but I don't want to live alone forever. So let's see how it goes. Next question. Does it feel intrusive to share your life with strangers all over the world? It's also an interesting question. So I'm sharing my life within the limits that I'm comfortable with. So far, so good. So far, no problem. Yeah, it's fine, I think. Next question. Do you personally read all your comments, or do you have a team that helps you? Thank you for this question. Thank you for this question. Actually, I read all the comments by myself. All the comments by myself. And also, until recently, I was replying to every single comment that I received. Thank you for all the comments. I really appreciate it. But I was replying to every single comment just until recently by myself on my own. And also I shoot and edit the videos on my own also. So it's really tough. I need your help. Someone please help me. Yeah. So editing, shooting, editing, commenting by myself. It's tough, but it's fun. I love doing YouTube. But the thing is editing. I'm not so good at editing. It's the hardest part to continue YouTube. Okay, next question. How much do you earn from YouTube? How much do you earn from YouTube? If there is a demand or needs, I plan to make a video about it. If you want to know, I could make maybe. Yes. Next question. Do you plan to continue with the channel? Of course, I want to continue this channel. I want to grow this channel, and I want to share more and more the champs of Nagasaki with the world. I want to make this channel bigger. Yes. Next question. What's your favorite nude other than miso soup? Interesting question. Funny question. Other than miso soup is the point. Other than miso soup, difficult to choose. But sara udon is my favorite food, favorite dish. Sara udon is Nagasaki local cuisine, something like this. Sara udon. I love this sara udon for a long time. Like I have been eating this sara udon since when I like 10 years old, 20 to 12 years old, something like that. Anyway, I love it so much. Next question. What's your favorite vegetable? Please tell me the reason as well. My favorite vegetable is eggplant. This is because eggplant tastes great no matter how you cook it. Like fry with miso soup. Any way of cook is okay. Eggplant is always delicious. That's why I love it. Next question. Do you have a favorite American dish? Maybe. I think I like hamburgers the most. My favorite American dish is maybe hamburger. French fries are also great. And also, I don't remember the exact name of the food or dish. When I stayed in the US for 3 months as a volunteer staff, I really enjoyed the American style food that locals cooked for me. That was amazing. That was so good. American style local food, which I don't remember the name. I really enjoyed the food and it's there. Next question. Among the seafood you've eaten, which was the best and the worst? Okay, first, the worst one was some cheap sea urchin, you know, something like this, sea urchin that I had a long time ago. I bought a really cheap one and it tastes like, yeah. But I think if I try the good one or expensive one, of course it tastes okay. But since that time, I'm not so, good at it. Then next one, the best seafood was sashimi in Nagasaki. I love sashimi in Nagasaki. You should try it when you come to Nagasaki City, please. That is so delicious. Next question. What are your hobbies? Actually, I don't have any hobbies maybe, but if I choose it, maybe reading is my hobby. I could say that. Next, what genres of books do you read? What genre, pronunciation, I don't know. Genres. What genres of books do you read? I often read books on history and culture of Nagasaki, and social science book, and sometimes novels. Next, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is blue, so most of the clothes I wear are blue or navy, as you've noticed. I love blue, I don't know why. Almost all clothes, almost all stuff are blue mainly. Next question, what's your favorite animal? My favorite animal is cat. I like cats. There are a lot of cats in Nagasaki city. So since moving here, I became a cat lover. Oh, cute, so many cats. But the thing is, they don't like me, maybe. I like them, but they don't like me. Next question. What genres of music do you like? Sorry, I'm not very knowledgeable about music, so I don't have any particular preferences, maybe. But I often listen to Japanese J-pop, maybe, not sure. Next question. What's your favorite movie? What genres of movie do you like? And also, sorry, I don't watch many movies, so I couldn't think of a favorite one, sorry. But even though I don't watch many movies, I've recently gotten into watching overseas TV drama series on Netflix. Then some that I found interesting recently are the shows Wednesday, Atypical, Made, and I'm Not Okay With This on Netflix. I love these TV series. I really enjoyed it. And also I watched all the episodes of the sitcom Friends, which is very famous and almost maybe all of you guys know. Friends, I love it. I want to watch it again. Anyway, if you have any recommendations of TV series or drama sitcom on Netflix or other like YouTube stuff, please let me know. I want to watch a lot of American English drama to improve my English. Next one. Are you a fan of anime? Maybe yes. And I used to watch a lot of animes, but I don't know why I don't watch them a lot recently, with no reason. But anyway, my favorite anime is Digimon Adventure Children's War Game. Digimon Adventure Children's War Game. In Japanese, Digimon Adventure 僕らの War Game. From Digimon series. Actually, this is maybe movie one, so my favorite movie could be this one. Digimon Adventure Children's War Game. It's the best. I love it. Next question. Do you have a favorite artistic style or period? Sorry again, I don't really have one since I'm not so knowledgeable about art. However, I absolutely love the Belgium artist René Magritte. My pronunciation may be different. René Magritte. I once went to Belgium just to visit his museum. I love him. I love his art. René Magritte. He's so great, I think. Next question. How long have you studied the English language? When I was a student, it was like 20 years ago. English education in Japan began in middle school. So technically, I could say it has been about 20 years since I started learning English. 20 years I studied English, but anyway. However, I began studying English so hard, seriously, during my university years. I participated in 3-month volunteer program in the US, and also I studied abroad in Sweden, which helped me improve my English, maybe. Next question. Have you lived anywhere other than Nagasaki? Yes, kinda. I lived for 10 months in Uppsala, Sweden, for studying abroad. and 3 months in Vermont, the US, for volunteering, and 6 months in Manga, Kuwait, for work. Something like that. Next question. Have you traveled outside of Japan? If so, where did you go? Did you have a good time? Thank you for this question. I've visited several countries and regions, including China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Vietnam, Thailand, Turkey, Poland, Hungary, Austria, Germany, Belgium, France, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, the United States, Rwanda, and Kuwait. I think that's all. When I stayed in Sweden, the flight ticket within EU countries, or anyway, flight ticket was really cheap. And also at that time, Japanese yen was really strong. So that makes that makes traveling easier at the time. And I had a wonderful time in every one of them. Next question. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? I would like to live in Sweden again. And also I would like to live in Rwanda, where I visited 3 times in the past. I loved Rwanda so much, so I want to go back some in the future. Next question. What are the top 3 countries you want to visit and why? There are so many countries that I want to visit, so it's so hard to narrow it down. But if I had to choose 3 on today's mood, because it could be changed every day. Today's mood, I could say first is Portuguese, because Portuguese have deep historical relationship with Nagasaki, so I want to visit Portuguese. Next is Iran, because I studied about Persia's history in world history, and I'm so fascinated with culture and history, so I want to just visit Iran. Finally, South Korea. I want to enjoy Korean food, and also I want to visit some museum related to its history. So I want to learn a lot of historical stuff. And also, Japan and South Korea is very close. So always I feel like, I could go to Korea anytime. I could go to South Korea anytime. And I miss the chance all the time. So next time I want to visit. I can't miss the chance anymore. Next question. What do you like about Japan and how long have you lived there? What do I like about Japan? Good public safety and delicious foods and lots of nature, something like this. And except for studying abroad or working overseas, I've basically lived in Japan all my life. Next,声が裏返った flipped. Anyway, what do you love or proud most about life in Nagasaki? I love Nagasaki's rich culture and history of international exchange and international friendship. Nagasaki worked as the gateway to the foreign country in Japan for a long period. So international history and international friendship. I love this kind of stuff in Nagasaki. I'm very proud of them. What's your absolute favorite view in Nagasaki? I love the view of Nagasaki's sky, mountains, street, and sea from the top of the mountain or from the sloping areas. I love it. I especially love it during the sunset time. It's so beautiful. I think you will love it too if you visit here. Next question. Living in the sloped area seems to have a unique culture all its own. What are the challenges in daily life? Challenges. Maybe climbing up. Climbing the stairs can be tough, especially I'm drunk after like drinking party. Yeah, climbing the stairs up and down could be tough. Yeah, definitely it's tough. But thanks to it, I lost my weight, like 20 kilograms, and I got really healthy. So I really thankful for the stairs. Next question. What do you think are the benefits of this kind of living? Yeah, there are 3 benefits, I think. First one is it's really quiet. The house is surrounded a lot of natures and not so many people, not in urban areas, so it's so quiet. I love it. Second, exercise is naturally a part of daily life, as I mentioned, so which keeps me really healthy. Like after moving here, Nagasaki, I lost more than 20 kilograms and I really got healthy. So third benefit, there are a lot of cats, which is so cute. Soothing cats, thank you. Oh, still so many questions to go. Let me take some break. But I think I've finished half of the questions, maybe? More 20 or 30 questions to go. Okay, next question. What kind of neighbors do you have? In my neighborhood, there are like families, elderly people, and all sorts of folks. Everyone is so kind. I love it. Next question. Are there many earthquakes in Nagasaki? Actually, no. There are almost no earthquakes, especially no big earthquakes. I don't know why, but Nagasaki has almost no big earthquake. Next, do you get any tsunami warnings in Nagasaki? I don't remember. It might happen, but I think it's quite rare. It's really rare. Okay, next. How do you receive mail or packages on the slopes? Good question. The postal workers and delivery drivers walk all the way to my house to deliver packages. I am deeply thankful for them, grateful for them. They are like a lifesaver Superman for me, for us, for people living in sloping area. Next question. What kind of part-time job opportunities are there in Nagasaki for a foreigner? I bet I've met some friends working in convenience store or restaurants and someone working in other engineers, like web engineer, some kind of engineer. And also, becoming an English teacher could be a good option, maybe, if you can speak English. You don't have to be a native speaker. If you can speak English, you can be a teacher, maybe. And next question. Do you have a favorite marketplace or grocery store in Nagasaki? Yes, I have. I love the local shopping street in my neighborhood. Yeah, I love it. What's your future plan or goal? Thank you for this question. I don't know what the future holds, so I try not to make too many plans. But my short-term goal is to grow this Life in Nagasaki channel into something bigger, like 100,000 subscribers. And in the longer term, I'd be really thrilled if I could contribute to the world peace in some way through Nagasaki's tourism industry. This is what I want to really do. And this is really what I want to challenge. Next question. You seem to lead a distraction-free life, which feels motivative and minimalistic. How do you manage that? Actually, in my videos, it may seem like I'm leading a meditative or minimalist lifestyle, but in reality, I spend a lot of time on the internet, or sometimes I find myself browsing social media a lot of time. So I want to change it. So I think I'm similar or same with you all. Next, you're the only Japanese person I've met who doesn't read manga or watch anime. Why is that? There's no particular reason, but I don't know why, but I just haven't been reading much manga or watching anime recently. I don't know why. I want to watch or I want to read, but I don't know why I don't. I don't know why. But I love them. I love these. Next, hidden talents. Thank you for asking for my hidden talent. It's, I guess, whistling. I can whistle. But the thing is, today I talked too much, so my whistling is not too good. I cannot whistle well today. Is it really hidden talent? I don't know. Anyway, next. What is your idea of true happiness? I think maybe loving others. I believe so. Loving others is my idea of true happiness. Next question. Have you ever thought about getting a pet? Maybe no, and I don't have any plans to get any pet at this moment. Maybe no. But I had a dog in my house when I was a kid. He's so cute. Next question. You seem to live a very minimalist lifestyle, at least from my perspective. Is that a choice based on idealism or something else? I think I'm not a minimalist, but I try not to accumulate a lot of stuff, too many things. There is no particular reasons for it, but I just prefer, having fewer possessions. I don't know why. I don't wanna have a lot of things. I don't wanna have it. Next, do you have any suggestions for beginners who want to learn Japanese? Thank you for thinking about learning Japanese. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you. I hope everything will be good. Then maybe manga and anime could be the good starting point. Maybe. And if you can read Japanese, I think it could be a good idea to get Japanese school textbook. Maybe 国語 language, Japanese language, textbooks of Japanese language for like junior high school student or elementary school student. That could be good way to learn Japanese because there are so many famous, traditional novels or famous stories that many Japanese people know. So if you read Japanese textbooks, you can get similar basic knowledge of Japanese something, maybe. Not sure. Next question. Have you tried Japanese Kobe beef? I haven't tried Kobe beef yet, so I have no idea how it tastes. I hope someone could buy me. Kobe beef is very, high quality, rich, expensive one, so I have never tried it. Next question. Have you ever considered taking still photographs of your adventures and incorporating them into any travel itineraries for your guided tours around Nagasaki? I haven't thought about it, but I think it's a good idea. So yeah, that sounds great, maybe. But I'm not so good at taking photos, so it's the problem. Next question. If money weren't an issue, what would you be snacking on right now? Maybe potato chips. potato chips is my favorite, but sometimes I eat too much. So it's a problem. Next question. What does deep fried tofu taste like? Oh, it's so hard to explain. It's so hard to describe. But fried tofu, 厚揚げとか油揚げとか tastes so juicy and delicious, and sometimes I often use fried tofu as a substitute for meat. Yeah. It's so hard to describe, so if you have a chance, please try. 厚揚げとか油揚げとか。Next question. Is there a specific brand or type of tea that you use in the cold brewed sparkling water iced tea? I often buy sonogi tea, green tea produced in Nagasaki prefecture. That's so delicious. And I bought them from my favorite Japanese tea shop in Nagasaki City. Anyway, sonogicha. We call tea cha in Japanese. Sonogicha is my favorite, and I highly recommend it to you. Next, have you ever considered facial hair? Something like this. Not really, but like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that, I stopped shaving my beard. Then after a few weeks, my face was covered with, hair, something like this. Almost beard, something like that. So if I stop shaving, my face could be beard. Next. At this moment, please would you name a kitchen utensils that you wish you had? A pot lid. I really need a pot lid to cover pan. I need good one. Next question. How does it feel to live in such an area surrounded by nature? It's amazing. I love it. Maybe moving to Nagasaki City and moving to sloping area in Nagasaki City is one of my best decision in my life. It's wonderful. So it could be nice if some of my friends move to sloping area and be my neighbors. Next question. Any tips for a foreigner who will soon move to Japan? Oh, tips or advice, something? I don't have many ideas, tips, but what to say. Okay. In Japan, it's considered bad manners to talk on the phone in public transportation like train, tram, bus. Talking on the phone is considered as bad manners. I don't know why. It's not reasonable or it's not logical, but I don't know why. So it's better not to talk on the phone if you are in the public transportation. And next, in Japan, it's normal to slurp when you eat ramen. So don't get surprised. It's normal in Japan. Any other tips? Maybe if you smile, any problem can be solved. So if you get in trouble, just smile. Then someone will help you. Maybe smile. Smile is the best way to solve the problem. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Next question. Oh, we have 3 more questions to go. 3 last questions. Do you think it would be difficult for a foreigner to adjust to life in Japan, like the culture, etiquette, and work life without knowing the language? It depends, but since, not so many Japanese people speak English or other foreign language, of course it could be nice, or it could make easier to, adjust the life in Japan if you can speak Japanese. But I think, as I told you, smiling is the best way to, how to say, enjoy your life. Or smiling is maybe good way to solve the problems. I wish you good luck. If you get trouble, please let me know and I will try to help you if I can. If I have something that I can help you. Next question. Does the Japanese lifestyle of minimalism appeal to you? I have no idea, and I haven't been particularly conscious of it, so I have no idea. Minimalism lifestyle, is it? I don't know, but as I mentioned, I don't like having a lot of stuff, so minimalism could be maybe nice, appealing to me, maybe, I don't know. Last question. Why do some cars have yellow plates in Japan and others have white ones? Yellow plates on the car. The answer is that yellow plates indicates a kei jidosha. Kei jidosha means kei car, like light car, something like that, which is a type of small car designed and manufactured in Japan according to specific regulations. So the car with yellow plate means it's the kei jidosha, kei car, which is like special designed or some special car. And like I realized that this kei car is very unique for foreigners because I received a lot of comments about the car. Like the car is very small, car is so cute, or something like that. So I wasn't conscious about this before. But anyway, it's kei jidosha. Then I think I've finished all the questions. Did I answer all the questions or all the things that you want to know? If you get any other questions or if I miss some questions, please leave a comment. Then I will answer in the comments. I will try to as many questions as I can. Maybe I will answer all the questions, maybe. But anyway, thank you for all the questions and thank you for watching till the end. So that was very fun. So if I have a chance, I want to do it again in the future. So thank you very much and see you next video. Bye.